I love thinking of the ocean, and I loved 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And when I was a kid, that's really struck my imagination.
Now, were you always from Maine then, or?
Yeah, from Maine, from Portland.
Okay. Now, what about the actual? You sort of developed a different style of art. So tell me about what makes this, because it does look a little bit different. It's sort of like 3D, not 3D. So tell me about that.
What I'm doing is I'm combining 2D art with 3D art, which when I started, it was kind of new, but if you actually look at a lot of some Hong Kong animation, some Japanese animation, they're doing it all the time now. And what basically you do is you build the backgrounds in 3D, but you keep the characters in 2D. And what happens is it ends up looking like it ends up looking like an animation cell.
Right.
And we're also used to watching television where the character is 2D against a 3D background. I thought it'd be a lot of fun to have a whole book have that look, and keep the pacing somewhat like a television show. So I kind of think of it as a book television show.
Well, I also want to mention that if anyone is listening, this is not your typical comic book. It is actually a book. So it's not like a little skinny, flimsy sort of a thing. It's actually a book. It's like 112 pages.
We like to call it a graphic novel series.
Graphic novel, right.
Yeah, and we call it a graphic novel series in that each book is connected to like usually with a graphic novel, they're always contained as one book.
Okay.
This goes on and on and on in each book. Each ending of each book will have sort of a, some resolution here and there, but each story continues on into the next. So it's a big story.
Now, are there any like little tricks or little things hidden? I know there are, I bet, right? Are there any little things?
Hidden messages or anything like that?
Things happening in here, or things that maybe a reader or viewer, because it is so visual, should look for?
Well, I think something a reader might pick up on is that I love world mythology. And
like here, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Page 38.
It almost looks like a Viking there.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I love is how human beings have tried to explain the universe we live in through these fantastic stories.
Right.
And how we get to know the world we live in and ourselves through these sort of magical and mythical stories. So I've taken some of those ideas, reworked them, re-energized them into a comic book story. And also I was very influenced by reading old newspaper strips like Flash Gordon. And also a big one for me was Little Orphan Annie. And I noticed reading these stories.
With the weird eyes.
Yeah, she had the big saucer eyes and Arf, the little dog, and Daddy Warbucks, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What I noticed though in the stories was they were very much like great literature. They had very involved plots, huge cast of characters, and they'd be interesting. You could really feel the creator's ideas and opinions through how he was working out stories, way more than I was seeing in comic books today. And I really wanted to get that feeling when you read Captain Eli. You know what I want to get out? I want to make sure that I get out your website, and I will also syndicate this on our blog and so forth, but could you also give me that website? Sure, it's Capt'nEli.com, and it's spelled a little funny. Right, it's CAPTNELI.com. But if you Google it as Capt'n and just spell it, CAPTAIN, Capt'n, it's also Capt'nEli.com, so it's easy to find. Okay, and then right now you have 2 books, and coming in 2009, Volume 3. Do you have any ideas on when that's going to come out? I'm hoping it's the end of the year. That's what I'm kind of planning on at this point.